So many people might have been able to do so many awesome things if they could really do what they wanted to do instead of just, following the beaten path.
Bro, if you're succeeding at a life that you hate, imagine how great you'd be at one that you actually enjoyed.
Mm.
But there's so many people that are crushing it and then not fired up for what they do. Imagine how good you could be if you actually woke up on a morning and were excited for what you were about to do.
You gotta have something more, You're not meant to just wake up, go to work, come home and chill and watch TV because you're bored from work, and then go to sleep and repeat the process. You gotta have more than that. I don't know about you, but I definitely need more than that. It just doesn't, that's just not something I want to do.
What do you do if you go to the gym and realize you just don't have enough energy to enjoy your workout? You're not always gonna feel like killing it. It's not like every variable is always going to be in your favor. So if things are a little off and you still get after it, then how do you think you'll perform when you actually did get enough rest and you did eat enough food and you're fully hydrated and you're just physically all right, come on. You're going to do that much better.
I'd rather go too far than not far enough. The only reward that you get from taking it easy is the fact that in the moment, it's easier. But if you want results, and then you basically just catch yourself slacking off and don't do anything about it, then it kind of sounds like you don't really want those results. Crap, I didn't do enough. Oh man, I should have done more. I should have worked out harder. I should have worked out more often. I shouldn't have skipped so many times. I should have actually stuck to a diet. I should have, and it's so many I should have statements, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? It's simply a situation. Don't post about what you're gonna do. Don't talk about what you're gonna do. Keep that to yourself, and then just go do it. When you post stuff like that, and when you say it out loud to people, you're almost getting off on the idea of it, right? You're getting a dopamine rush that's almost approaching identical to the feeling that you would get if you were to actually go out and do it. Let's not kid ourselves. You've got 10 years in your 20s, right? You've got 10 years in your 30s. You got 10 years in your 40s, and they disappear. They're gone, right? And there's no undoing what happened during them. So, if that's the case, and you're at least reasonably concerned with, how you're gonna feel personally about your life in the future, then at least in some small vector or field, I think it's an awesome idea to go crazy hard at something and really push yourself to at least what you might call the limit on, any given sort of thing. Because at least in the future, you'll have something to look back on and think, all right, yeah, either that was freaking badass, or you can at least say, yeah, I was a total gym nut in my 20s. I don't know what I was thinking, it was crazy. But you're never going to look back and think, man, I went too hard. Yeah, I put too much effort into that. Wow, I was being way too consistent in, whatever. Oh, how many times are people going to say in the future, man, I wish I slacked off more?
Guys who say, oh, dude, I'm going to do a bodybuilding show. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be the next whoever. My thought on that is always, you're trying to essentially argue your case to the universe. And internally in your mind, that, kind of idea to want to propel, convince everyone you can do it, may come from an internal doubt of, I don't know if I can do it, but I want to do it. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to tell everyone I can do it, and then maybe I'll be able to convince myself. So it's not bad to want to say that and then still really go after it. But however I'm wired, I don't exactly want to talk about what I'm going to do. And it might be a little bit of a defense mechanism for me, because if I have a plan to do something and then it totally flops, well, no one knew I was going to.
You don't set a goal, you can't fail.
Nobody knew I was going to do it, so I don't know. But I don't think it's as much of that as it is, on the social media side. If I said I was going to do a bodybuilding show in 6 months, the whole time people would say, he's not going to do it. So I'm like, I don't want to even talk about it. So usually it's okay, 12 weeks out, videos, transformation programs, just really hyping it up months in advance. So for me with mine, it was all right, we're doing a show in 3 days. we're already ready.
Yeah.
Not even to give anybody the opportunity to think it wouldn't happen. Because then you just do it. And that's already way more impactful, because anybody could say they're going to do it. But to actually like have that belief very firmly, or it's not even a belief, it's like I want to have an understanding that I know I can get where I want to go, where it's to the point where you don't believe that if I knock this water over, it's going to spill everywhere. You know it. You know that's what is going to happen from the circumstance. So if you're really, and maybe in the beginning, I'm sure some of it was just from optimal delusion, but I think you might even need some of that just to get started. But now it's to the point where I know what I'll be capable of, or I know what I am capable of, and I want to at least reach that level of effort and consistency with the things that I'm really into. I'm not like that with everything, but with the working out, at least very specifically, like that's my thing. Not all your eggs in one basket.
Most.
But if most of them are in there, you should give it a lot of attention. And I know I'll feel better if I do. The majority of people just don't do it. It's like a lot of people want it, but not a lot of people want to do it. So just by taking that one little step, you separate yourself from the herd. All right. I'm fucking exhausted, but I did it. That's going to feel fucking insanely better than having to wake up the next morning and be like, oh, shit. Slacked off today. I find that, the harder you go at it, the better results you're going to get. And obviously, if I want good results, what do you think I'm going to do? So let's get in the fucking car and slam the cluster dextrin shake. And it's, I think you're a different guy if you go even when you don't want to, or when you subjectively have extra difficulties, because now you're the guy who did it even when it was hard. And it's like, nobody knows that you did it. Even when I was dieting for a few of the workouts towards the end, like I was super low energy. Like I'm doing 3 sets of pull downs and I don't feel warm at all until like the 4th one. And I'm recording it. And for me, it's like there's different levels of actualized thought, where like if you think something, and you constantly think the same thing, you can start to ingrain it in your mind. But if you say something and you consistently say like, oh man, I'm so tired, you're convincing yourself that it's true. You're making it true. And also, I don't like guys when they complain in a prep, because if I'm trying to watch someone else's video of like them working towards something, I don't want half the things they're saying to be like,